Welcome back for more Dota 2 TI7 C Qualifiers action right here with me, Faraz, Danali, and Pinda. Guys, we were talking about the last game, but next up we have Geek Fam going up against Execration. Now before we start talking about that, we have the standings so far in the round robin best of one that we had today. All the games, we had a lot of games on the panel, we also had side games happening. So we're going to look at the standings and see what's going on so far. Okay.
That's a beautiful looking standing.
That is a beautiful standing.
I like your standing a lot. Like,
look at this.
This is definitely going to win the TI. Like, quite easy 20 million right there.
Before they even put it up, what I can talk about is that TNC had 3 wins. We know Fnatic had 3 wins. So we already know the top teams. We know that Skate Master hasn't been doing so well. So who, between all these teams, between all the games that you guys saw, who do you think is going to be first place and go to Seattle?
Technically,
really see actually.
Technically, we've only been following column A, which is half of the qualifiers.
The games that we show here.
Yeah, so technically, I'd like to look at the other half of the columns to see what the standings are for the teams over there. Because I know some teams are stuck in column B, and some of them are going to be in our column for the majority of today.
Right.
So I think overall, we can't. Yeah, we can't.
We really can't see. But teams like Fnatic right now and TNC's leading off with 3-0.
Yes.
Like, you know, when they win, when these teams win early games, right? They get that push, they get that energy to play more.
The motivation,
yeah,
right?
exactly, that mentality, right? Now for Clutch Gamers, I think one of those reasons might be that they've been losing, so they're a bit tilted, I guess. But you know, if you have those early games, if you have a great start, I believe that it's gonna push too well, like through the entire series. So I guess they needed that, but it's different in every team, like every game. So.
Definitely get what you're saying. Danny, I'm really sorry. You can't really touch my dragon.
Yeah, actually it's mine.
No, you can't touch my
Claim.
dragon.
Claim.
Fine. Dragon's yours.
Okay.
Dragon's yours. Fine. Okay, so we have Geek Fam and Execration. So let's talk about the next match that we have. So we're going to look at the roster of both teams, and you guys can tell me a little bit about what you think. So on Geek Fam side, we got Sionix, we got Tihi, Villo, Rogi, Sexy Bamboo, and also Execration. We got Nando, Codman, Bimbo, RR, and Chemo. So what do you guys think about the roster so far?
Okay, firstly, this has been a pet peeve of mine, and 343 and I have been advocating for this change for a very long time. I don't know if Pinda knows.
What,
Pinda.
which team? Execration?
No. How do you pronounce
Phoenix?
No.
It's Phoenix. I remember he played
Sionix?
in... No, it's Phoenix.
No, it's Shonix.
I remember... You sure?
It's Shonix. Adam told
remember
me.
he guested their game in Dota Live, and then it was always Phoenix, and I was like, Phoenix is a
No.
great
Okay, so I remember casting one of Shonix's games, and then
No,
Adam,
Sionix. Wow, okay.
Shonix. And then Adam tweeted me, and he said, "Hey, Danny, it's pronounced Shonix."
Oh, really?
I was like, it was like the heavens just touched my face.
Okay, I'm still confused. Sionix,
I think
Sionix?
Shonix.
So yeah.
Shonix.
Okay,
I was
alright.
always like, it's Phoenix. Phoenix.
Well, that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah,
it does.
exactly.
But it's not
That
pronounced
is
how
why
it
I was
looks.
wondering why you were pronouncing his name like Shonix.
Okay.
Shonix.
Guys, I think the pronunciation doesn't really matter right now. What
No,
we can
it's just
talk about.
it's just the players have like such unique names.
I do get
like,
what you're saying.
They could have gone with like a name
Like
as cool
easier
as
names.
mine, but yeah, like
Easier
mine.
names.
I know Pinda would understand this. Oh, you remember the old NIP where there was Hanskin?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and there was a video that was released by one of the Swedish casters, and he gave us the proper pronunciation of each of the players. So
I think we need that for the
Yeah.
SEO players as well.
Yes, I understand. Guys, I actually feel like the draft is ready. I feel it. I feel the draft is there.
You
See,
feel
I was
it.
right.
You
I was
feel
right.
it.
The draft is there.
Oh, it is.
Guys, please guide me through this. Danily
My
and
fingers-
Pinda, I need your professional opinions.
all right, let's play this piano. Dun, dun. Oh, that's Danny. Okay, give up. But anyways, Execration versus Geek Fam. This is pretty.
Like
This is very standard.
Have you seen an Execration?
I want to see a Legion.
Execration, we have not seen them
No
in our
Legions?
column yet. This is the first game Execration's playing in our column. But looking at Geek Fam, so the bands are Clockwork, AA, Venomancer, and Faceless Void, and then the bands on the side of Execration. I can't see the first one because I'm blind.
It's yes, Earthspirit.
Okay, Bristleback,
Bristleback.
Night Stalker, and Razor. Maybe I just can't see green. I'm not colorblind, but I can't see the green.
I'm colorblind, so it does kind of affect me that way.
Oh, you can't see the camera though.
No, I do see them. I do see. I can see Putt and Sand King. What do you guys think about that,
Brilliant,
though?
yeah.
The picks on Execration.
I think
so far?
Danley's improving more value
Pretty
here. I really
standard.
can't say much, to be honest.
Pretty standard, I guess.
Like,
We've seen, okay, this silencer pick, we've seen quite a few silencers,
Whoa.
especially this morning,
Yeah.
and we have not seen a team lose with silencer yet.
Unlike where we see Legion or Razor and they
I think
lose.
it's a very undervalued hero this patch. I don't know why teams are not picking silencer much. Like, we've seen very
10
less
seconds
silencer
remaining.
picks after the 7.06.
Is he in the meta right now?
Technically, he's not in the meta, but he is technically considered qualifiers meta because teams are starting to pick him up, and
Yeah, if
obviously
you-
he's becoming a threat because
It is,
people
yeah.
are using him.
Alright.
If you have like if you pick him in the right draft, like with the right heroes to patch him up with, I think he's a great hero to execute with. Like,
Okay, so what about the bans? You were talking about the bans. Do you think the
there
bans
might
are?
be half respect
right?
bans.
Do you think they're
Okay.
right? Do you think, for example, what Geek Fam is banning for Execration side, is it what they should be going for?
So the Venomancer ban, I can understand that because a lot of teams have been picking up the Veno, and the hero is
Yeah.
quite a handful.
It is.
The Faceless Void pick, the
I
Faceless
don't
Void band,
understand
we haven't seen the hero picked at all. So
Not today, at least.
Not today, but this is an indicator that they're worried about Execration having a setup hero, because if you have Faceless Void and he sets up with the Chronosphere, it helps set up for the puck with the Dream Coil, it helps set up for the Epicenter for the,
Not to
for
forget the
Sand King,
silencer.
and then the Silencer as
Yeah.
well. So if you're hit with a Global Silence and you're getting Chronosphered, you can't do anything, you can't run, you can't, technically you could
Yeah.
blink, you can Yules, but that's it, you can't use spells. And that's incredibly annoying, especially during the early game because you don't have items.
Execration.
So
Turn to play.
it looks like they're trying to get rid of this crowd control as their second form of bans for Execration, because Execration's lineup needs setup, but technically Puck and Sand King are already okay at setup. It's just, if they can keep heroes locked in one place,
10 seconds.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to 100 to 0 a couple of these Geek Fam heroes right off the bat. Now, Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They could go for.
Reserve time.
We could be looking at like split push here. Execration might be going for something like a 5-man team fights and clashes. So Geek Fam is probably trying to figure out whether they're going to do that or, just trying to counter each other for now.
And for Execration, if you say they're going for something like a team fight, what kind of heroes should they be picking up right now?
So far,
On the side of Execration,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you already have locked in a mid with your Puck. The Sand King is probably going to be considered position 4 at this point. We've seen Silencers been run as position 5s lately. So the options left are you're looking for an offlaner and you're also looking for a carry.
Yeah, for a
Now, you need to consider how you want to take these team fights. If you want to go for a melee lineup or a magical based lineup, they already have lots of magical damage.
they do.
Now, they either decide that they invest more into magical damage but might have a weaker late game because they won't have physical damage,
Okay.
or they just start picking up traditional carries. If you want to go for traditional carries, you can still go back for the Jug. He's still
Yeah,
there.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Jug is a great.
Jug is still there.
Looks like a great pick on Execution side. Like they have the silence, they have the
So
puck.
Jug is still there. You can
Oh,
also
Sven. Okay.
Sven's great. You can also get an Ember Spirit as well. He's very mobile.
Yep.
You look at Geek Fam, they can't catch out an Ember Spirit unless they use the
definitely
Nyx.
Can, yeah.
Nyx is the only hero on the side of Geek Fam that can appropriately lock him down because Cast is a projectile. So it's not reliable. So if they want to go for... They can't really go for Ember Spirit now because they already have the Sven. They need an
Geek Fam
offlaner.
has to be really smart about this. Like Execution, they have a hitter, they have like a global silence, and
No, Bat Rider's not banned.
Reserve
yeah.
time.
Would Bat Ready be a good counter?
I don't know with the
Drow
silence
Ranger.
Drow.
Well, technically, an
Drow, okay.
Execration can pick up the Bat Rider because they have Global Silence. You go for the Lasso, Global Silence. What can they do? There's no defensive mechanisms on Geek Fam outside of the Nyx, but Nyx's Spike Carapace can't. If you silence him, you can't Spike Carapace.
Bristol is banned, so.
Okay, so for the last pick that we have remained, what do you think would be perfect? Pinda on the Execration side and Danley on the Geek Fam side.
Definitely another
10
support.
seconds remaining.
Semi.
5
I'm just looking at
seconds remaining.
Execrations. If they go for this Sanking Silencer duo, it's very greedy.
I don't think they'll do that. It's
Dire team pick.
But-
So this is assuming Sanking could be offlane then.
offlane, yeah.
So what about Geek Fam side? I mean, we have 4 heroes already picked. The
Like-
5th one, what is the right hero to complement the playstyle?
I'm wondering what role the Nature Prophet is going to be.
10
We've seen
seconds
Nyxes in
remaining.
position 4s and 3s. I've seen more position 3 Nyxes, so I'm going to assume it's a 3.
5 seconds remaining.
So you have a Drow. Drow's going to be buffing up the Nature's
The aura is
Prophet.
gonna be really good though.
So
after.
this,
Reserve time.
so does
10
this mean that we're
seconds
looking for a
remaining.
last support? No. So Nick's support.
Execration.
Nature's
okay.
Prophet position 4.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Geek fam, we already have 5 of the heroes. What kind of play style are we going to be expecting?
Nature's Prophet
push.
and I
Push.
think it's gonna be
It's push.
Pure
right?
push.
For Geek Fam, it's push.
10 seconds.
Just push.
DK is a hero that pushes. You have Drow
Drow
Ranger
too,
aura
yeah. The
that's
aura's
going to
precision
kick
aura
into
is
the
so
dragon.
good, like the extra damage with your like throughout the entire team.
And then you got Nature's Prophet as
Yeah.
well, who's also
Reserve
ranged and
time.
has treants. You look at the side of Execration, their wave clear is not bad, but wave clear is not the issue. It's they have technically, Geek Fam can out push Execration.
So,
So I'm a
what
little-
can they do at this point? What hero would be right for them?
something to keep
They need
them under
catch.
control. Yeah.
They need catch. They need to go for
10
this sort of
seconds remaining.
hit and run lineup where they pick heroes off around the map so they don't feel safe to split push.
5 seconds remaining.
They need to do what they kind of need to do what Clutch should have done to Faceless today.
Yes,
Lina.
yes, that was. Oh, Lina.
There you go. There's a burst and Execration. I think it's a great pick. I honestly think Execration has a great lineup here. I don't know. I mean, like you mentioned, yeah, Geek Fam is going all push with the Drow's aura, and DK he's a really good push hero as well. MP on the side, but I think Execration has that potential to just hold the game, and I think they will. I don't know. That's just me, but she's definitely gonna go for Geek Fam.
All right. So Geek fam is it? Danley? Geek fam? Execration? Come on.
Yeah, it's
Come
like
on.
Geek Fam on our face.
What is it gonna
so
be, Danny?
Let's just go Geek Fam.
Geek
Yeah,
fam. All
let's
right.
do
What
Geek
about
Fam.
you?
I'm gonna go for Execration.
All right,
We have
I'm
a
gonna go
solid
for
lineup.
Geek Fam as well. Looks like Hades and Godot already, guys. I want your predictions too. Take it away, guys. Enjoy.
10 seconds remaining.
Thank you, Faraz, and we are back for Geek Fam versus Execration.
5 seconds remaining.
Execration didn't make it to the open qualifiers. We would have liked to have
I think it's MP position 3, right? If they're
I
gonna
might.
go push.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, you know.
three
Yes,
or
from what I
four.
understand, you were
Remember
like,
the old
I
school
believe you were
four?
predicting for
Yeah,
Geek Fam as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. There's an Australian play in there. Yep, Geek Fam it is. For
Right.
us, you know what you're talking about, mate. Geek
all
Fam will
about-
take this.
It's all about having that Oz player. But for me personally, I'm going to go for Execration. You know, I like the draft, and James has been proven to be a very, very capable player. You've said it yourself as
Yeah,
well. You played
extremely good
with him a
player.
bit. Yeah, so this will be a very, very close game. But so far, I think this is one of the few Nature's Prophet picks we've had throughout the entire qualifier so far on day 1. And what do you think? What do you think about the drafts? Do you favor one in particular, or is it kind of even?
I do like the Furion pick here. It's quite smart the way they picked it because the lineup that they're versing has a lot of cooldown dependent ultimates, and Furion can just split in the meanwhile and abuse that. Instead of like grouping up and taking fights, they can take the different approach is to force them to split up, take cover lanes from the Furion that's splitting, and then Furion will quickly global TP to somewhere else and push towers before they can even get their blink daggers or their levels to get the ultimate. So it's just a very fast tempo hero.
Indeed, and like you know, I like it, the Nature's Prophet pick because of his global presence, and because of Shionix with the draw aura. Obviously, this is going to boost that Rat Dota very easily. He can split them up, and if necessary, if they need to pop a global to get the Nature's Prophet, it's also pretty good. Even if he dies, at least it's expending a very crucial ultimate. But Execration side, I mean, if you look at Geek Fam, they don't exactly have good control for a puck. That can be very, very scary. Not to mention you have global silence to worry about.
Yep, this game here, Geek Fam is definitely going to be playing on a time. They do have the lineup to end the game very quickly if the game goes according to their plan, which will be trying to take down towers early, giving a head start to the Drow, and then just grouping up, getting objectives such as Roshan, getting towers, and potentially going high ground whenever they feel like they can do so.
Alright, so actually looks like they might run an aggro lane here with the Drow to contest the Sven because Velo, he's heading to the top lane. So Ausdodes represent going up against
So
Raging
my boy.
Potato. Alright.
Oh, yeah,
I mean-
oh damn, he's damn good though. Raging Potato, I'm a little worried.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out. Like Raging Potato, he's played in so many roles. He used to play support in Mineski.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
also played the mid with them, and now he's playing the off lane. He's a very versatile player, great in laning as well, actually.
Yeah, he's one of the best mechanical players in the Philippines that's been sticking around since the Warcraft 3 days Dota until Dota 2 2017, which is TI7 now. But yeah, it's crazy how flexible this player is. He's been playing so many roles. He's always been playing at the Tier 1 teams in the Philippines and internationally, so no surprise there. He's going to be a player to watch out for in this game.
Right, so how do you feel about this Drow aggressive tri lane? I mean, I think they do quite okay with the Nyx Assassin and the Witch Doctor.
Bottom lane here, Lumik a little bit out of position. Nyx and Witch Doctor looking to opt for the stun, but stuns out just in time. But yeah, the Drow lane is not necessarily a very easy win lane, but the thing is with the Furin being able to TP down to the bottom lane and counteract any aggro attempts from the XCTN lineup just means they can always fight in their favor with an extra hero down there. Not only that, but it allows their offlane Furin to always get levels, which means he'll have fast levels on his Trent, and he can just group up and push afterwards.
Raging Potato actually a bit low. We can look at Velo. He's having a very good edge. Because of the treants, he gets extra harassment damage. Raging Potato, you don't want to be trading hits that early on. And let's talk about the mid. We haven't spoken about that yet. DK versus Lina mid. Both elements of fire, but...
Yeah, well, the thing with DK is, like, he's a very overall hero. Like, he kind of does everything in a sense. And he's not very aggressive as a laning hero, but you just can't really zone him out. He gets 2 levels of Dragon Blood these days at level 3, and he gets 6 HP regen and 6 armor. You just can't not get him out of the lane. On top of that, generally he gets bottles, so he's got even more sustain. So it's going to be a bit of a trade farm contest with the Lina having a little bit of an edge in this kind of matchup.
That's for sure. Lumik just chasing Rogi, so a little lobster gonna find Rogi. Oh, actually no, gets the burrow strike, will steal the Invis rune right under those claws. And over the top, we can see them going past the tower. Raging Potato, 50 HP, and Velo having a very, very good time here. So I know we were worried about it, or rather I was, most of it on the most part, and Velo showing that, hey, he can hold his own.
He is high MMR than Raging Potato after all.
He is.
MMR isn't just a number after all.
Oh, you gotta tell Faraz that. Alright, so... Oh, Lumik trying to snipe the choreo, unfortunately. Wasting it now, he'll just TP back to base. So tiny bits of mischief happening across the map from both sides. Close call as well for Execration, but hey, at least Raging Potato doesn't die. Bottom lane, we look at the Drow CS. Still staggering behind the Sven. This isn't a good sign, is it?
No, it's not, but the lane will be progressively getting better over the time that the laning phase goes. Sven is a hero that you kind of want to free farm, so even just delaying his farm a bit means he won't get that tempo items such as Blink with a BKB and Mask of Madness obviously in the early start. Potentially they always go S and Y if they're free farming it, but it might be a very hard game to do so because there's going to be so much aggression coming up from the Geek fam lineup because Furin can always TP in and push towers, so you need to be prepared to split, get your own items with this event and then be ready to fight when it happens.
Oh, Nando, he's trying on the bottom lane on this Witch Doctor with the last word as well. They have the Burrow Strike. This should be the first blood perhaps. I think so, but oh no, pop the stick charges. Bambo will die, but here comes the TP in from Velo, trapping up Nando inside the trees. This is like Arteezy all over again, but hey, Nando taking a couple hits from the tree and hey, no, they want to send around for Lumik instead, hungry for some seafood. But no, looks like Geek fam, they will have to back off, nothing else they can do. So they rotate Velo in, and this means you get a free lane here for Raging Potato.
Great play by XTN, and Rogi's in a little bit of a trouble here. He might be going down, no, 2 more hits and 1 more hit. Nope. He does have last word, he still wants to get him, but the thing is he's already regened enough. He's already regened enough. He will not die anymore.
Base regen for Nyx Assassin is also pretty high. Very, very hard to get the kill there.
But, I mean, they rotated down the Furin and they didn't achieve anything. That is a big, big loss because not only do they not get anything at bottom, but now the puck is completely free farming at top while Furin just wasted some time. And it looks like he's going to go to base, heal up, and go back towards the top lane.
I almost feel like this Drow aggro pick was very, very forced. This seems like such a huge disadvantage for Shonix right now. And when you look at Execration, they're very comfortable, obviously, but hey, the CS is strangely tied between your Drow and Sven. Like, both at 17-17.
Yep, looks like the middle lane is pretty even as well, on top of that. It's just mainly the rotations now that's going to really shift the game, and it's on Geek fam to be the one steering this game. They need to be the one making the plays, attempting the kills, attempting to get towers after the kills, but so far they haven't really achieved anything, and Furin is just going to go back top lane, get some levels while he can, and then potentially see another chance and go for it.
Rogi, he was edging around the mid a bit, trying to find that quick backstab into the Lina, but unfortunately we're not going to see that, as he just goes back to the bottom lane. You know, that's why sometimes I have doubts about the position for Nyx. It's really, really hard to get your levels, but I mean, it's only a matter of time in that case, of course. But still, it's very, very hard to, you know, go around ganking.
Indeed it is, and I mean, XDTN is happy with just playing the lane statically. They just need to farm and get levels. They just need to drag out the game. There has been a few games in this current regions where people just tend to have the better late game. Like, for example, the game against Moogle where they had the anti-mage, and they just need to drag the game.
Hold on, middle lane, RR, to get the life strike array. They have the Laguna Blade if necessary, but doesn't have the mana. Oh wait, no, now he does, but he doesn't want to dive to tier 1 for it. And top lane, I mean, we go back to Raging Potato again. Now he's falling behind in terms of CS one more time. Velo's caught up very, very easy for him.
And yeah, Puck is fine level 6. He just needs to grab a TP off the courier or the side shop if he can get towards it, because the Furin just heavily pushing the lane with his trance, and utilize the coil whenever there is some sort of, initiation play from the Geek fam lineup.
But Lumic, with that smoke, they are looking for the kill here. But I think Velo, he kind of senses the danger because Sanking has been off the map for quite some time. Okay,
he will spot.
Oh, he stole the bounty rune right under the tree.
He should know someone's invis over there.
Instant ping, he gets out. Weddle's back with that nice little coral cloak. But now Lumic, he's gone back to the middle lane. Teehee taking things a bit more passive as well. Under the tier 1, it doesn't seem like this smoke will really, yield any results. Raji should be scouting out Lumic here. Oh, they ping him out. Burrow strike onto him. Where's the life strike away with the double damage rune? This should be more than enough. Won't even need the Laguna Blade. Teehee the Dragon Tail, unfortunately, will not be enough to try and stop anything. And James, of course, double damage. Looking very, very scary. Pushes out the wave. Might get some damage into the tier 1. Nah. They just back off. So this is 2-0 so far for Execration. The laning stage is not looking too smooth for Geek fam. Especially for a Drow. Like, I always feel like this hero, your laning needs to be really exceptional. Otherwise, you struggle from behind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, it's on Geek fam to make the early plays, and they're falling behind the early game, which means XCTN is just playing right now better than Geek fam.
And because you're not getting much levels as well, your draw aura isn't going to benefit the dragon form. It's not going to benefit Velo too much. Like, you look at the extra damage, it's just +9, That kind of tickles. And the Treants, they don't benefit from that at all. But hey, over the top lane, they're all converging. 3 heroes top, Nyx Assassin trying to babysit Velo a tiny bit. But now they use the coil for this. The TP immediately coming in from Bumbo. And Velo, the ult forward. Oh, very nicely done. Raji, the perfect carapace. No, Bow Strike onto 3, but it doesn't matter. Cast gets bouncing around. Raging Potato, Raging Potato.
He does. Yep, he's got one and an orb soon, so he's going to turn it around or just back afterwards.
Raji. Oh, he's going to actually heal up. Bumbo. Trying to right-click Raging Potato down. He's so close. 60 HP. There's no more follow-up, and Raging Potato is going to get out of there. So a 1-for-1 trade.
Pretty good trade for XTN, if I would say so. They did commit some TPs as well to help him out. But the Nyx positioning there was quite good.
Oh, but James, bottom lane with the rotation. They find Shonix. And it's a rough game for a Drow. They might have to consider rotating the lanes.
So at this point here, the Sven's going to potentially just move into the jungle soon, because the lane will be pushing towards them, while maybe Sankin will cover the bottom lane, get some more levels on his own, or even potentially some gold for his Blink Targeter in the future.
Money to burn.
And Velo is forced to play around the bottom area to try and cover the tower while jungling, which is not ideal because obviously they need to take some towers, they need to take some initiation. Dragon form is up, but right now they're all just focusing on getting their own farm because they fell behind a little bit. And as you can see, God's Strength has been used just to farm up. Efficiency at its finest right here.
And top lane, Raging Potato finding Bambo. Nothing they can do about it. The Drow under leveled as well. Level 1 Gust really not able to do anything. You still do not have your precision aura. Yeah, sorry for missing that kill. And I'm just worried right now for Geek fam because ideally you would have wanted your Drow to get levels. Velo just TPs in. They take a quick tower like you mentioned. That would have been a great case for them as a Drow, like that early pressure we talked about. But in this case, Execration, they are the ones with, piling up on the early pressure. 5-1 and 9 minutes 41 seconds in. Raji's also struggling on levels. It doesn't seem like his level 6 will be able to make enough impact on time.
Yep, right now Geek fam is just trying to get some levels on their supports. Raji needs his level 6 to try and make some plays, some ganks, or rotations in general. But again, XCTN, look at them, look how they're playing. They're just confident and just playing their lanes over 10 minutes now. Raging Potato though, might be in trouble. Nope, he does.
They want to find Sexy Bombo. Top lane, can they do it? No, actually no. Puck would just have to be forced to back up at bottom lane. They pop the Dragon Form. The splash isn't enough to connect into Lumic, but still with the Sandstorm, he'll be able to get some chip damage off just nicely. But Teehee is like, Dragon's Blood doesn't matter, level 3.
And it doesn't even pop the infused raindrop because it's not enough damage either. But finally, it looks like Geek Fam is trying to get something out of the game and trying to scavenge some towers.
Radiant structures are
And this is what I feel like this is what they needed to do maybe a minute and a half earlier. But hey, Lumik getting closer to that level 6, going for the arcane boots, it seems.
There's some stacks happening already. Sven's got 2 stacks now and he's going to stack it again on the ancient side.
So
And they might be doing another rotation soon for the top lane here.
And they can just keep doing this because Nando as a Sven, I would like to say he's basically your new alchemist because he farms so fast. Like except he doesn't have Greevil's Greed, of course. And he comes online slightly quicker. He's very, very scary once he's big. I feel like he's also that hero which can jump the drown much easier compared to the rest.
Next up bottom lane, they finally hit level 6 and looking for a play.
Lumik in a bit of danger, but Rogi, he scouts at James as well, so he will not commit for that kill. But hey, Sven, he's going for sexy Bambo. He wants some of that. Lumik with the Broad Strike. Do they have enough damage though? Of course with the Arcane Curse, Bambo, does he get it out? No!
Bottom
Plus
lane,
2, but Teehee, they do get James.
Yep. And this will be the tower confirmed. DK's form is still down, so they will not go for the tier 2. However, getting this tower and the Lina Kira is huge because he was the top network at that time. They will probably be rotating towards the middle lane soon, utilizing the dragon form to get more towers. And he will be the Geek Fam momentum to push down these towers.
Alright, so is he going for an armlet? Yeah, he's going for the armlet. I thought it was a Midas. But okay, this game, Rogi getting a sneaky ward down. Lumik's gonna scout him out. Doesn't seem like we see a that quick blink rush from Lumik that easily this game.
Yep. And Lina going for the
James
just
slides
die
back
again,
into
but
2.
nope.
Ooh, very quick kill into Rogi, and they might even find the Dragon Knight as well. But no immediate cancel. Very nice Dragon
will
Tail, but
chase
hey, they
him
will
down.
find him. Yep, even committing the coil into the Light Strike Array one more time, stunning you 1,000 years. With all that fire flying around, Raging Potato will secure the kill into the Dragon Knight.
Not looking good.
James, that ward on that cliff up there really providing him the great crucial vision to get that lovely kill. So top lane, they will try for a bit of a push. This is what they need to do. Is this, if you're Execration and you see Geek Fam doing this, are you worried? Or do you say, no, it's okay, let's fight?
I mean, you still want to fight if you can take the fight. They do not have coil, but do have Puck with the Blink
Puck
Dagger.
bringing
And
them
looks
really
like
low. If he had a coil,
through the restoration should be okay. Heals up his teammates. But in the meanwhile, Nando is still just farming. And I mean, he'll be hitting his timings very quickly regardless of this tri-lane aggressive play by the Geek Fam lineup.
actually no, he's going to back off at the right time. No, I was going to say that if Raging Potato had a Dream Coil for the top lane, that could have been a very, very easy 3 kill right there.
Indeed.
And because they still have the global silence, like Geek Fam, you can see how afraid they are. They're afraid to initiate into this global silence because it can easily disrupt the momentum of their fights and even cost them objectives.
Now Geek Fam cannot just now group up and take, top lane.
Solo kill here for Raging Potato. He's like, you had the laning phase, I'll take the mid game. Thank you very much, sir.
And he does have that ward that's about to expire just now. That spotted the Furin. I mean, there's no way, he thought he was not safe there. I mean, he's under the tower, there's no creeps. But there is a ward there, and it's not a very common ward. I like this ward, because generally you put it behind the tower, and normally you tend to try and de-ward that after you find out. But if the ward was still alive, it's a very hard ward to predict and trying to de-ward. So quite a smart play here.
Geek Fam smoking up in a very unusual area in the middle of the river, knowing that there probably isn't any ward. They're going to try and go behind. They put the one down. They find James. Rogi. Starting with the initiation, and James, you're in the wrong place. So Lina will burn to the Dragon Knight. Hold on. You see the TP coming in from the silencer. Not the smartest play, but yeah, he will cancel the TP, and that means they basically give away a free tier 1 to Geek Fam.
Yep, that's a great pick again. They got the Lina twice now, and that, transition into 2 towers. Geek Fam is still behind because practically XCTN has been playing 4v5. Nando has just been farming the whole game. He's got his Sage, he's got his Mask of Madness, he's close to his Yasha. And once he gets his Yasha, that will be probably the first time he'll contribute into a team fight. And the thing is, they have great heroes to team fight with this Sven. They have Sanking Stun. He does not have the Blink, however, but the Puck got Coil, he's got Blink Dagger, they got Global as well. It's just going to be extremely hard to fight into the XCTN lineup once these timings on these items come up.
What about this ward placed by Geek Fam which blocks out the ancient camp? Do you think that, does it really hurt Execration? Nano doesn't get to stack that camp anymore.
I mean, the thing is, they've already cleared a few stacks initially, so it's not really a big deal. There's still so many camps that he can farm from. It does hurt his efficiency a little bit because his teammates can stack for him. However, I mean, at this point here, it's not really a necessity to D-Wood. However, I mean, if they wanted to D-Wood, they probably would have wanted to D-Wood it earlier because it's about to expire, so they would have known that this has been blocked for a while.
So, alright, looks like things are going to slow down a bit between both teams, but just as I say that, James, no, he's just pushing out the middle wave. But looking at Raging Potato, he's going for a Yield Scepter next. This will be actually really, really good at stopping the Nature's Prophet, making sure that he doesn't rat. Like, he can just basically go out, clear out the lane by himself, and stop him from TPing out.
And it looks like Geek Fam is already opting to go for the late game build because they know they can't just win by heavily pushing early game and trying to end quick. As you can see, the Furin, he opted for the Midas. He wants to farm more. They know they need more items to take on the Sven later on in the stage of this game. And yeah, Mask of Madness built by Shonix. He's also going for a more efficient build in terms of trying to get his GPM up. And they're going to smoke up now and make a play. Looks like they ping towards the top side, I believe.
This is good timing because James just completed that Bloodstone, and at the same time, they still have the Global Silence. Like, we still haven't really seen it come to
good
usage.
Looks like XCTN is prepared. They start pinging the Shrine, and they're playing together. They start to group up a little bit, so they're kind of ready for this. They know if it happens, they're going to just global and take on the fight. And here we go. Sven's got SNY, and he's ready to fight.
Oh no, he's going to clear that ancient camp first. Is this the Roshan snipe? Is this actually happening? I mean, Execration have to be aware of this, aren't they? Have to be, right?
This is a great play because, I mean, this is kind of a bit desperate, but it's not very predictable. At most, they'd predict that it might be a smoke rotation into a fight. But looks like they will be taking Roshan very convincingly here without any contestant by the XCTN lineup.
Probably don't feel too confident since Lumic, you know, he doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but man, this is going to bite them in the butt, and Geek Fam, of course, find themselves another healthy injection into their economy. They get more gold, and this way, I would say they're still pretty much in this game.
Yep, indeed they are. I mean, they just made a great play, and they have all these efficient farming items, so they're going for the late game, guaranteed here. I mean, they are still behind in terms of gold, but as long as they don't make mistakes, and they play smart, get picks whenever they can, with the Nyx utilizing his ultimate and the Furin global presence, they can make it happen, that's for sure. Well, it looks like a smoke play will be happening from the Execration lineup. They're starting to group up. Here we go.
Okay. Raging Potato, we need him to be the one to initiate. Yield Scepter fresh off the mark.
Invisibility rune coming from the DK. He's going to spot out Raging Potato. Oh, dust pops out.
No.
Feels real bad, man.
Such bad timing. It's just some things where you just ask yourself, Ice Frog, are you doing this on purpose to me? But now he's going for the Blink Initiation onto Lumic. They get the kill, the last one. Actually, no, he gets out. Whoa, with the Barrage Strike up to the high ground. They have found Velo. Really nice play from Lumic, and Nando gets the kill. Now they want to try and go in for a bit more. Raging Potato finds a triple Dream Coil. And with the Global Stance, can they kill them all off ASAP? With the Laguna Blade, they find Raji. Will they find Shionix? That's the question. Shionix. Oh, nice phase shift. Dodging the Coconut with the silence forward. Shionix will lose the Aegis for absolutely nothing. 3 heroes down. They'll kill him off one more time. RR with the last one will kill off this Dragon Knight. And down goes Shionix. Will he TP on the nick of time? Do they have Yield Scepter? Yes, cancelling the TP. And with all these stuns, down goes Drow. 4 heroes. If you think about the technicality, it's 5 heroes down. And that will be a tier 2 tower going the way of Execration. But bottom lane, Raging Potato. It's 1v1 against Velo one more time. Where do you run? Where do you go?
Velo.
Give a blink. No, the Treants are cancelling the blink. He doesn't actually get it off. But still, they lose the tier 2 mid, and Sexy Bumbo, he was trying to get that deny, but hey, you know, points for effort. Attempt was there.
16 Bloodstone charges for James now. Picked up on his Lina, and it's going to be very hard to kill him, because he's going to, even if you commit the whole lineup to kill the Lina, he's going to just respawn instantly. And he's not too far from Shadowblade as well, so he's going to starting playing some solo split and trying to catch on his own as well.
I mean, after seeing that play by Lumic, where he actually survived, I'm not sure how he survived that. And knowing that Velo was TPing it into this tiny area, he just immediately burst striked up. Very, very nicely done from him.
He even avoided the Nyx stun, and he sandstormed quick enough so that the Nyx didn't get the mana bird to last hit him. It's extreme, precise play here.
And just like that, he has a Blink Dagger right now, and Lumic, this is going to increase the initiation. they have so many more options, like, growing up for them right now. And you look at Geek Fam, theirs are just starting to diminish. As you look at them, the net worth-wise, I mean, it's a very obvious story. They're 7K behind, 13-3 in the scoreboard. What do you do if you're Geek Fam? How do you find yourself back into this game? Do you try for a smoke?
I mean, they've already committed a few smokes, I believe. They do have Nyx to utilize Vendetta, but it's just a risk right now because not only is XCTN kind of... They are splitting up a little bit, but they're always playing the buddy system. There's always one hero kind of around, or maybe a tower around the guy who's going to get ganked, so that they can immediately just TP and counter-initiate with the Sand King or Puck and whatnot. I believe the game plan for them right now would be to try and farm a few more items. Dragonlance is almost coming up from the Drow Ranger, so it'll be a little tankier and he can kind of just kite around the Sven later on. And it seems like an Orchid is going to build up from Velo, but he's just extremely far away from it right now.
But this Midas should pay off. But even then, we just saw like they tried to rat, but it's so hard, it's so difficult because the Puck, with the items he has, it's very, very hard to rat. And even against the Sven, any of these heroes goes back, it's fine. Velo doesn't have any solo kill potential just yet. I can see why he went for the drums.
But again, look at Mineski. I saw Mineski. Execration here.
Oh, I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there. Alright, for those of you who don't know on the stream or anyone watching out there tuning in, RR Natix, RR and Raging Potato, they were teammates on the previous Mineski roster before the one when Mushi took over. So now they can just kick back, relax a bit. This Fen is huge.
Yep, he's just got his Blink Dagger a few
And now with BKB on the way. Once he gets that BKB, I feel like that's pretty much straight mid. Take it nice and easy. Like if you're Geek Fam, how do you fight this? You can't. You're just missing out on so much damage. He's so tanky.
Yep, I mean, it all pretty much boiled down from the laning phase. They didn't plan out, the Furin TPs didn't really work out, and the game just, the plan A was just out. They just cannot execute the plan A, so now they have to play from behind bottom lane.
He's found Raji, but the Carapace just in the nick of time where you get away. They have the dust. Finding Raji into the trees you run, but it doesn't matter. They'll cut you down, squish that bug into the ground.
And they will be getting a tier 1 tower off this now, and potentially 2 towers, because right now they cannot fight into the XCTN lineup until the God Strength is down.
You can see, like you said, they are gearing for the late game. He has the Gloves of Haste. Nyx was trying to build into a Midas, but hey, easy tier 1 tower for Nando. Top lane, Raging Potato, do you step up into the air? Do you have the Light Strike Array? Yes, they do, and down goes Velo. Nice and easy. Of course, we have the Dream Call catching into Bombo as well, who's just trying to save his teammate.
Poor Bambo.
Poor support life, and Raging Potato on a mega kill streak, 2-0. Very, very easy. Make it 3 across the map for Execration. Oh, I like this ward which they left in the lane. This is going to scout on any rotations coming in. But Nando, he's found Teehee, and Teehee immediately runs for the hills. When 2 knights bump into each other, apparently, the guy with the biggest sword, you run away from him.
And top lane now just getting pushed out. God Strength is almost up, so they'll just commit for this tower. They do still have the Global Silence, the Sand King ultimate with the Blink, so it's going to be very hard to contest it if they do decide to do so.
Alright, so Fortification will be used to defend this tier 2 tower, at least stall for time. Xionyx still isn't farming as efficiently as he would like. It's not like he has a Midas, he doesn't have the luxury of it. He's still going to try and build his way into a Manta style, but I feel like even the Manta is not going to save you. Like, the stats going up against this Sven, he's just going to cleave everything down in 2 hits.
Yep, Sven just needs to really just jump on the Drow mainly. I mean, in any case, once he has BKB, no hero aside from Furin Sprout can stop him. Unless Arteezy, Arteezy Sprout, GG Baby Rage. But unlikely to happen here. He does have the Quelling Blade as well. He learns Arteezy's lesson. So now he's just going to clear the Ancients. He's going to have his BKB after this, most likely. And they will potentially smoke again and try to set up a fight again.
I'm just looking at Nando, like how big he is, like you said. But hold on, bottom lane. Raji didn't want... The Light Strike Array was just a hairbreadth away. And top lane, Raging Potato.
That's the beautiful thing about Lina. He's not so defenseless against Nyx because, yes, he's an Intel hero, and Intel heroes are generally prone to Nyx's mana burn. But since you build practically no Intel items, Bloodstone is just pure raw mana. So the Nyx mana burn, 5 times Intel burn, just doesn't affect them at all. Well, it's 3.5 level 1, but yeah, 5 at max. So they're just going to group up now. They do have the BKB coming. And potentially smoke. Let's see if there's any smokes here. Yep, Sansa does have a smoke here, so they might make a movement after this.
Now that he has the BKB completed, all the pieces of the puzzles are there for for Nando. Let's see whether he can actually piece it together and secure them that barracks, which they need to win the game. But otherwise, looking at Teehee, we haven't talked about him for a while. He's still trying to build into his BKB. I mean, it's gonna save him from like all that nuke damage, kinda from the global silence if you time it right, but the physical damage output from the Sven is just gonna cut this poor guy apart.
Yep, and here we go. I don't think, oh, they are expecting it. Here we go. Geek Fam also smoking up. They're on top of their hill. They do have a shrine advantage, but they're going down. Oh, well, as long as they don't get caught here, they're okay. They do get the DD.
But Execration inside the enemy jungle.
Tower is under attack.
I just like how they've been treating the Dire area as their part of the map. They're like, we don't care, we walk in, we do whatever we want. Radiant, pop the scan just in case. Oh, they will find the Drow with the epicenter to boot, but no, nice, beautiful cogs in the nick of time. And actually looks like they won't lose anything, but here comes Nando. He wants to find the Dragon Safe connecting the very tip, and Nando will just cut the poor Drow down. And of course they'll find Bumbo, of course they will. Double kill for Nando, nice and easy. And James TPing immediately to the bottom lane. What efficiency! Will he find a carry onto Velo? Velo, I don't think he saw that. Actually, no, he cancels the TP. They want to try for Roshan, perhaps? No, it's not up yet. So they're just going to go push up the middle lane. I think they want to force a buyback or something, or just get some poke damage onto tier 3.
Yep, I'm assuming they still have God Strength, so they might just wait for Roshan or just wait for another pick closer to their base. But right now, they just have the game to themselves. They can just play in the enemy jungle, control the enemy, and starve them practically until the point where they can easily go high ground without, much threat to worry about.
Velo riding up the top lane. He's actually really close to that Orchid, but who does it? He uses it on the puck, or will you see him use it on the Lina instead?
At this point here, potentially the Lina, because the puck has yours and you can get out of it. But the Lina will still hurt regardless of being Orchid or not. It's just not an ideal situation for him regardless, I guess.
And not to mention she can just Bloodstone Suicide Deny and that would be a waste.
True that.
Alright, so Raji, he's going to start building his way to that Blink. The quicker he gets it, I say that might help him with initiation if they can chain stun one target down, perhaps get a core kill. But otherwise, Geek Fam, we'll see if they can pull off another close comeback or even the full comeback like what they did against TNC.
Feels really bad for Raji. Every time I've seen him use Vendetta, he's never really been able to try and set up for a gank because they're so behind. And not only that, but I mean, he just cannot kill anyone, to be fair.
Exactly.
Even with the Furin. They
Raji.
do have Orchid now.
No, popping the Carapace. Gonna mana burn him so that he can't get the stun up, but hey, he has plenty of mana. Oh, I would have thought he just popped the BKB and just tear apart Raji, but he sees the support and the T, he doesn't want to risk it. He's alone.
Yep.
But back to your point about Raji every time he uses Vendetta, I feel like it's really a waste because sometimes they have been alone and he could have comboed with the Nature's Prophet.
Middle lane.
Oh, he misses the stun! Turn around, Barrow Strike onto Raji with the epicenter. Global Silence is there as well. Can they chase him down? Taking him down. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, here comes the Stormhammer. Down goes Nyx. +2 for RR. And then, Raging Potato meanwhile just demolished the sexy Bamboo. Now they will find Teehee. Those right clicks gonna be more than enough. Pops the Dragon Tail, trying to turn things around, but Dragon against 5, not gonna be enough. Khaleesi, please, Teehee will fall. And that's gonna be 3 heroes down very, very easily for Execration. Do they have enough to siege the high ground here? Oh no, the lanes aren't in their favor, but bottom lane, Velo and Drow still trying to farm up whatever they can.
I love it how Nando just goes up and hits the towers, and he realizes he can't kill it.
Oh,
There's
James, he's looking for the life strike, gets it! Laguna Blade, enough right clicks, pong, 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 down goes Velo.
Great play by James, always in the right place here. He did BOT in and set up that kill very quickly. He realized that the only way for Velo to play right now is to split up and buy some more time, but now he got picked off, and at the same time, they're going for a Roshan kill.
It just feels like everything is going Execration's way. Now even for the Roche attempt, they have a double damage win for Nando? Ice Frog? did you put Arcanas on Execration? That's the question here.
True that, man.
And Puck, of course, with the gem. Oh, I like the Aghanims as well. It means those BKBs are basically useless.
Yep, you can't just now run away from the coil. You're just gonna get stunned as well.
And look at James. He's creeping one more time. Looking to the middle lane, he's like, hey, it's a tasty creep wave. Tasty, tasty.
Looks like they'll be getting ready to group up again and just siege down. They're prepared. They almost got the AC as well in this event. Maybe they might want to wait for that. But it looks like they're just going to group up into the enemy jungle and potentially just control them at this point. Rogi, once again, Vendetta, and nothing has happened. It's not really his fault. It's just the way Execration is playing right now is negating the effect of Vendetta pickoffs.
Oh, he did walk under tower range. There wasn't a sentry there, I believe. Yeah,
No,
there
he
was.
wasn't.
He walked under the tower.
Yeah.
But maybe he panicked a bit. But okay. If Execration were paying attention, they will know that the next assassin was in the bottom lane, or in the bottom half of the map. So Velo's ward, Geek Fam, that ward they had in the Radiant jungle now expired. They have to be very, very careful here in how they approach this.
Another Vendetta play. Rogi in
Oh,
most
Raging
cases at
Potato.
least. Whoa.
Orb forward. Oh no.
Did not scout him out.
Just a bit off the mark.
Rogi though, maybe this will be the time he spots James because he's going to go for the solo kill, but it's about to run out. Here we go. It's now Rogi. You got to do it.
Rogi.
You got to do something, mate.
This could be the bait. They're so close to each other. Xionyx actually TP's out. They won't take the risk. And Bombo also getting out, but over in the top lane, they have found Velo. Nature's Prophet.
And he does not have buyout as well. This is going to turn into a Rax. Here we go.
And the creep wave is coming in.
Yep, Execration's opening now.
And of course, with Raging Potato cutting out the mid wave as well. You're going to have 2 lanes shoved into your face. Geek Fam.
I love how James denied that creep. That could have got it into the base, being able to hit the buildings, but just as a natural instinct, he just denied it.
Right now, Teehee going in straight for the Sand King. Sand King doesn't even force that. Yup, he will get out, but no. They have enough damage to Teehee, so they lose one.
Nando might be thinking of going in. He's got Blink and BKB.
Of course, the Aegis to boot. He doesn't have to be afraid at all. Raging Potato
God's strength is running out, so this is the time for Geek Fam to turn it around.
Yoseps up into the air, dodging that stun. Looking for the coconuts, not really, and actually looks like Execration will just reset. Do they reset, or do you want to go back in? You still have the Aegis. You have your BKB.
Have Aegis, but Sanking is also down, so it's not wise to try and commit at this point. They can wait out the Dragon form and the Sven's God strength to be up, so maybe in about 40 seconds they'll think about it and reset the fight, because Sanking is almost up as well.
Velo going towards its own BKB.
James TPing down bottom lane. He's going to try and set up for another kill. He did preemptively invis because he's scared of that the Nyx might be around here, which he is, and he's going to scout him out. But the thing is now, even if he tries to gank him, he does have Cheese and BKB. Even with the Furin, he won't be able to burst him down. And Rogi respects that, and he's just going to go towards the middle lane now.
So they ping out James. They know that potentially these heroes are lone top. Sand King is going there to rejoin them. And James, with his farming efficiency, he's just going to try maybe push out the bottom.
Raging Potato trying to make the play,
but
now
the
middle
beautiful
lane.
stun! With the global silence, they find 1, they find 2. Double kill for Nando, make it a triple. He's looking for more, he wants sexy Bambo. Rampage, give us the Rampage, give us the Ultra. Bambo. Oh no, BKB's expired. He's going to look for a bit more. Dragon Knight buys back there, diving under the tier 3s. They found Bombo. Ultra kill for Nando. Where's the Rampage we're looking for? Let's go for it, boys. And actually, hold on. Raging Potato gonna get out by Carapace. Up, gonna connect by James in the BKB. He doesn't even care. Epicenter coming in. Down goes Xionyx. And okay, no Rampage for Nando today, unfortunately. And the GG will be called 32 minutes in. With all the tier 3 standing, who needs Raxus when you're killing heroes?
True that, man. The big creeps are down now.
Execration. 29 to 4.
Farm. That Sven farmed up so much, even though they went against a tri-lane from the Geek Fam lineup. They played so well, and they managed to stack a lot and create a lot of space, avoid the Furin early initiation ganks when he TP'd in early, which was pretty much, I think, the main reason why the Geek Fam couldn't just group up, because they just didn't find any chance to do so.
And when you look at the scoreboard, Geek Fam was struggling to find kills. Drow doesn't really do well from behind. It almost felt like they should have just run the textbook normal tri-lane with at least Nature's Prophet has the option of jungling. That would seem better. So, if anything, hey, predictions once again. Doing pretty well.
The Aussies are letting me down. They started real strong. 1 Oz per team. They were working out. Geek Fam doing really good. Then there's OG, obviously, that always does good. But my theory is incorrect.
Well,
Oz players do not make the teams, apparently.
Hey, but
only Fnatic, though.
Geek Fam is playing Skate Masters next. We might see that. But anyways, onto the panel now to hear their thoughts.
Yes, Godot, you were wrong. Once again.
You were wrong as well.
I was wrong as well. I'll take it. I'll take
I
it.
think, am I the only one who went for Execration?
I think you went with Execration as well. So that wasn't bad. That was a good guess. But I want to know.
Good guess.
It was a good guess.
Guess.
It was a good guess.
Oh, that's an insult.
Did you just call it a guess?
Fine. Execration won. So I want to know right now what went wrong and what was right.
Stanley, like you know.
What?
Like it's like you can see it clearly. Geek Fam, yeah, they wanted to go for the push strat. They had all the heroes in the lineup, but as soon as Execration picked the silencer, I was like, yep, Execration has this. And Execration, all they needed was that core hero, which could really maintain that push from that can really refrain the push from Geek Fam. And they picked Swen, which was ridiculously a very good pick on their side. And
Against Geek Fam.
yeah, and that physical, just that damage from Swen was good enough to shut them down. And yeah, Geek Fam, they did try to push it out with Nature's Prophet, and they did try to, split push, which failed as well. And Execration, they just needed to maintain that environment in the beginning, and they pushed, and all they needed was that perfect movement to just let all the damage out, including silencer, and I think they executed really well.
Right.
So
Yeah, to add to that, I kind of feel like as well that Execration, they executed their lineup to how it should have been.
yeah.
So they got the pickups that they needed to, because we saw in the game that I used as an example, which was Clutch Gamers versus Faceless.
Right.
The issue with Clutch Gamers was that they ran a draft that needed to pick them off, but they couldn't pick them off. Whereas Execration, they executed the pickups that they needed. They didn't need to commit 3 to 4 heroes. They only needed to commit 1 to 2. We saw Lina getting solo kills.
Right.
That's how it should be when you're dealing with split pushes. You only need to commit one person to kill them off, to keep them off the map, so that your team can focus on their objective, go to those towers, and finish the game.
All right. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect
It's
sense.
not that their picks weren't good. They were good. It's just
They couldn't execute it against Execration.
yeah, that too.
Execration could easily go around their picks. So we're going to take a peek at the highlights, and once we do that, we can talk a little bit more about what went wrong.
So here we go. So
Was
this
it,
is
did they actually lose it early game?
They were leading, like Execration was leading from since the start. It was like
laning phase was definitely in Execration's favor.
yeah.
Now, right here, we're seeing movement here for Execration because they're being very proactive with their team, which is their whole lineup requires them to be proactive. You've got Sand with low cooldowns. You've got a Puck that's got low cooldowns. They're great initiators. They only need blink daggers and mobility.
That coil, look at that coil, that 3-man coil.
Like, it's just spells like this where you keep everyone on Geek Fam in place. They can't do anything because there are no defensive spells to keep their team alive. They're not working with the Grave from a Dazzle. They're not going to be having an Oracle that can back them up either. So essentially, if you're Geek Fam, you're looking to win these games when you can capitalize on space that's not being seen by Execration. But Execration, they covered every single aspect of the map. They see you, they kill you.
Yeah, it's like they had...
Sounds dangerous and scary.
One shot, one kill.
Look at the fight. It's so one-sided. It's all in Execration's favor. It's like they had the heroes to control the push from Geek Fam, and they had that damage to push the game as well. So
And it also reached a point where Execration were a critical mass. And no matter what Geek Fam did, there was no way they were going to kill anyone at Execration unless they screwed up.
It's like a two against one. And
Now, my concern is from what you guys have said so far, what I picked up is that you guys said that the drafting actually affected Geek Fam a lot.
Yeah.
What they picked against Execration. Now, was it purely drafting, or is it the fact that they couldn't execute it? I mean, they did have
think
that
it's
push
draft-
strat.
Draft contributed to it.
What could have they done? I mean, they did have the push strat. Now, obviously,
wouldn't
they
have
could have
picked,
made it
like-
work, but how could it have been done differently?
they picked Nature's Prophet second, right? It was a second pick.
Third, I'm pretty sure.
That didn't make much sense to me.
Second or third?
I
I think it was
second. Though.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking it's third.
No, I remember. I think second, and then they picked. DK was last.
But what about the playstyle itself?
Drow was fourth.
No, it's like Geek Fam was really underformed. It's like Execration. They didn't give them a chance to form at all. Like their NCs were all.
That was the whole point, though.
Yeah,
you give farm to Geek Fam, you give damage to Drow.
Yeah.
Drow gives damage to DK and Nature's Prophet.
Drow-
So it's like a domino effect with their lineup. So if you don't trigger the first domino, the other dominoes won't fall.
True.
And Raud, she's a hero. She's like a really fragile hero that really needs the levels to hit that damage point. And it's like they were literally ganking on her. And if the carries don't farm, then how are you going to build your items? you're left there with. I think DK had the BK. Yeah, he definitely had the BKB, and DK was the only stable hero that was doing so much damage to Execration. But he's not a one-man army. It's like they all had to. It's like you can't just be a one-man army and just fight with another team when when the rest of your team members don't have much farm.
Right, and I wanted to also know this: the fact that could have they done something differently to make it. I mean, after the draft. After the draft.
Lineup-wise, I don't think they had the choice because the kind of heroes that they were running, they're very straightforward.
It's like Execration saw what Geek Fam was trying to do, and they just needed to counter it, and they were like spot on. They ganked. They had like those early ganks on Geek Fam, and Geek Fam was it's like they were taken aback, and they needed space, which Execration didn't give them a chance to give that gap. So
it makes perfect sense what you guys are saying, because Geek Fam is a good team. We've seen them perform.
Yeah, they're great players.
For them to not be able to go against Execration at this level, I think that the drafting might have been a big problem for them. So next up, we've got Geek Fam going against Skate Masters. I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to talk a little bit more about it when we come back. Again, Skate Masters. Yes, Skate Masters, they're the team. Yeah, they're the team that came out with a free win, technically. Do you guys have any opinions before we go for a break?
I mean, like, why wouldn't the other teams register?
Okay, well, technically, they gave Fnatic a run for their money. But
in the first game, yeah.
So maybe they're... This is like a very small maybe. It's like this.
I hope so.
I'm always rooting for the underdogs.
I want to see that happen.
Yeah,
I want to see it happen.
Yeah,
hopefully we'll see that happen. Are you with us?
No.
No? All right, fine, Danali, fine. Guys, I guess we're going to go for a short break. I'll talk to Danali. Maybe I can get her on our side, all right? We'll see you after the break.